Negotiations as a confirmation of strength. The December 18th episode of the 60 Minutes program constructs a holistic interpretation of the current diplomatic process around Ukraine, in which negotiations between Moscow and Washington are not viewed as a search for compromise, but rather as a tool for consolidating the existing balance of power. The program's central idea is that the outcome of the conflict is essentially predetermined, and diplomacy merely formalizes the results achieved through military and strategic pressure. 1. Exclusivity of dialogue. The United States and Russia as the only actors. One of the key conceptual frameworks of the program is the exclusion of Europe from the real participants in the negotiation process. A possible meeting in Miami between Russian and American representatives is presented as confirmation that Washington and Moscow are the only actors capable of making decisions. In this logic, Europe is not simply secondary, but fundamentally devoid of agency. It observes across the Atlantic, comments, puts forward declarative initiatives, but does not influence the outcome. Ukraine, in turn, is presented as an object of pressure and negotiations, but not as an equal party. Thus, the conflict is conceptualized as a grand bargain between great powers, in which all other participants play supporting roles. He was far less kind to European leaders, calling them little pigs. However, sooner or later, he declared, they too will be ready for dialogue. Putin rejects any territorial concessions and backs up his statements with actions on the battlefield, reports SNN. Reuters broadcasts a clear warning. Moscow will continue its offensive if the Europeans break off the negotiations. Putin predicts that the European pigs who support Ukraine will lose power, writes the Financial Times. Pressure breeds counter-pressure. The Kremlin leader responds sharply. These European pigs, he declared, have joined the US administration under Joe Biden. In order to demand that Russia regain what was lost throughout history, all these attempts, he said, have completely failed. Everyone believed that they would destroy and dismantle